Think about the last time you were completely bored. Every minute felt like an hour. But think about the last time you were doing something you loved. Hours disappeared in minutes. Same clock, same minutes, completely different reality. So here's the question that should bother you. Is time actually real, or is it something your brain completely invented? In 2014, Christopher Nolan made a film that took this question seriously. Interstellar sent astronauts into deep space where time moves differently depending on gravity. 1 hour near a black hole equaled 7 years on Earth. The father came back. His daughter had aged a lifetime. And here is the terrifying part: that is not science fiction, that is real physics. To understand this, we need to go back to Albert Einstein. 1905. Einstein proposed something that broke every assumption humans had ever made about reality. Before Einstein, everyone assumed time was fixed, the same everywhere, like a river flowing at one constant speed. Einstein proved that time is not fixed. Gravity slows it down. The stronger the gravity, the slower time moves. We have actually measured this. A clock on a mountain ticks faster than a clock at sea level. Not much, but measurably. Your phone's GPS uses satellites in orbit. And because those satellites experience slightly less gravity, their clocks run faster than clocks on Earth. If engineers did not correct for this time difference every single day, your GPS would be wrong by about 10 kilometers. Every time you use Google Maps, you are depending on Einstein's theory of time being relative. It is not theory anymore, it is engineering. So, when Interstellar showed 1 hour near a black hole equaling 7 years on Earth, that was not a creative choice. Black holes have gravity so extreme that time near them slows to almost nothing compared to time far away. 1 hour there, 7 years here, happening simultaneously in the same universe. The universe does not care about your clock. Time is not a law, it is a variable. But here is where it gets psychological. Because physics is only half the story, the other half is inside your head. Your brain does not measure time, it constructs it. When you dream, your brain can simulate hours of experience in minutes, full conversations, whole journeys, vivid and real. You wake up and it felt like hours, but only minutes passed. Your brain built an entire timeline from almost nothing. Research shows that during moments of extreme fear, time appears to slow down dramatically. People who have survived falls or accidents describe seeing everything in slow motion, not because time slowed, because their brain shifted into high gear. In danger, your brain processes more information per second, more details, more memories. The same amount of real time passes, but your brain recorded more of it. So when you replay it, it feels longer, because your brain stored more frames. More frames equals more perceived time. Your brain does not record time evenly. Exciting moments get more frames. Boring moments get fewer. Then your memory plays it all back, as if it was equal. That is why childhood feels so long in memory. Everything was new. Every experience got maximum frames, maximum detail. As a child, everything was new. Your brain was recording everything at maximum capacity. Time felt enormous. As an adult, most things are familiar. Your brain records less, and years disappear. The older you get, the faster time feels, not because time speeds up, because your brain is recording less of it. Now, here's where it gets truly strange. We need to talk about the present moment. Most people assume the present moment is real, that right now, this exact second, actually exists, but try to grab the present moment. By the time you process it, it is already the past. Even light takes time to travel. When you see something, you are not seeing it as it is now. You are seeing it as it was a tiny fraction of a second ago. When you look at a star, you are seeing light that left it years ago, sometimes thousands of years ago. The star might not even exist anymore. You have never seen the present moment, not once, in your entire life. Everything you have ever seen is already the past, and your brain adds another delay. Processing takes time. What you experience as now is actually about 80 milliseconds behind reality. You are not living in the present. You are living in a very short reconstruction of the very recent past. Your brain just calls it now. This is exactly what Interstellar was pointing at. Cooper and his daughter are not just separated by distance, they are living in fundamentally different present moments. Their nows are separated not just by space, but by time itself. There is no universal now, no cosmic clock that everything is synchronized to. Every point in the universe has its own time. Let us bring this back to your daily life. Why does waiting feel so unbearable? When your brain has nothing to do, it turns its full attention to time itself. And that is when time becomes painful. Every time you check the clock while waiting, you are reminding your brain that time exists and that it is moving slowly. Studies show that when people cannot see a clock while waiting, they consistently underestimate how long they waited. Time felt shorter. A watched pot never boils. Your grandmother's saying is actually a psychological truth. The moment you stop watching, time moves normally again because your brain stopped measuring it. Think about Cooper in Interstellar waiting on that water planet near the black hole. Every minute he spent there was years disappearing from the people he loved. He could not feel it. He could not stop it. That is the psychological horror of the film. Not monsters, not explosions, just time, moving at different speeds for different people who love each other. And we do this to each other in real life, not near black holes, but in hospitals, in prisons, in long distance relationships. Time in a waiting room while someone you love is in surgery feels like a black hole. Hours stretch into what feel like days, but time with people you love disappears. Same hours, completely different brain, completely different time. Now, the question everyone actually wants answered: can we travel through time? Let us split this into two directions: the future and the past. Traveling to the future is not just possible. You are doing it right now. If you traveled at very high speed or near a strong gravitational field, time would slow down for you. You would arrive in the future having aged less than everyone else. This is not imagination. Astronauts on the International Space Station age slightly slower than people on Earth. They return having traveled a tiny amount into the future. But the past? That is where it gets complicated. If you traveled to the past, you could create a paradox. Change something that means you were never born, which means you never traveled back, which means you never changed anything. Your brain cannot resolve this paradox because causality, cause comes before effect, might make backward time travel fundamentally impossible, unless time is not a straight line at all. Some physicists propose time could loop. Everything that has happened will happen again, endlessly, and Interstellar actually explores this. The five-dimensional beings who built the Tesseract, they experience all points in time simultaneously. For them, past, present, and future all exist at once. Time is not a river they move through. It is a landscape they can see all at once, and some physicists actually agree with this. They call it the block universe theory. In block universe theory, all moments in time already exist. Past, present, and future are equally real. We just experience them one at a time because of how our brains are built, which means somewhere in that block, every version of you already exists. The you from 10 years ago, the you from 10 years from now, all equally real. Now, let us talk about the part that actually keeps people up at night. Almost every human anxiety connects back to time. We fear not having enough of it. We regret how we used it. We cannot stop thinking about losing it. Psychologists have identified something called time anxiety, a chronic awareness of time passing that creates constant low-level stress. And the harder you try to hold on to time, the faster it seems to slip. Research shows that when people are reminded time is limited, they actually enjoy experiences less. The awareness of time running out ruins the present moment. This is why birthdays can feel melancholy, not because anything bad happened, but because your brain calculates time remaining instead of time experienced. In Interstellar, Cooper watches his daughter's birthday messages. She ages years in minutes of his time. Each video is a gut punch because he cannot stop it. That scene works because we all feel it. Every parent watching a child grow, every person watching a parent age, time taking the people we love, and we cannot stop it. We cannot negotiate with it. We can only decide what to do while it happens. So if your brain constructs time, and time is relative, what can you actually do with this knowledge? Physics tells us time is relative. Psychology tells us our brain constructs it. Together, they tell us something powerful. Novelty slows time. New experiences give your brain more to record, more frames, more perceived time. This is measurable and consistent. A week of routine can feel like a single day in memory. A week of new experiences can feel like a month. Presence also changes your experience of time. When you are fully in a moment, your brain records it richly. The memory feels full, substantial. Compare that to an hour of scrolling. It passes quickly, but leaves almost nothing in memory. It is time that happened, but was never really lived. Your brain will forget the scrolling hours, but it will remember the full present moments. And in the end, memory is all time actually is. You do not experience time directly. You experience memory. Rich memory means a life that felt long and full. Empty memory means time that vanished. And now we see the pattern. Physics says time is relative. Psychology says your brain constructs it. Both are pointing at the same truth. Time is not something that happens to you. It is something you participate in. Your brain is not a passive clock. It is an active architect. Einstein discovered it in physics. Nolan explored it in film. And your brain lives it every single day. The question is not whether time is real. The question is what you are doing with the time your brain is constructing right now. Because somewhere out there, near a black hole or in a tesseract, maybe all moments exist at once, but you only get to experience them one at a time. So make this one count. If this made you think differently about the next time you check your phone or watch the clock, subscribe to The Pattern. Because the question science fiction was too afraid to answer,